been a while since with someone like this.
Your journey is going well, it seems.
Welcome back to Metaphor ReFantazio. Last time we arrived in Martira, after defeating Godot on the road, and found out a way to get to Heisme's lair.
One by one, you take your steps forward on this road. A supernatural awakening, a call to adventure, legs to carry you.
Most of these are real literary devices, though legs to carry you I'm not sure about.
All of these are coming together. Accordingly, new powers needed for the journey seem to have awakened.
Are you talking about that thing inside the gauntlet runner?
By my eyes report, there is one piece of equipment in the gauntlet runner that was created in ancient times. Something no longer crafted in this day and age. A divine relic. It contains ancient magic once thought lost. The power of teleportation. With proper use, its great power will turn your gauntlet runner swifter than any beast or transport on land.
So this right here is I'll talk about my full thoughts on it once we find out the full implications.
Most interesting. The reasons elude me, but you seem qualified to use this divine relic. I cannot imagine this is mere coincidence. Perhaps you are guided by an unknown hand.
Yeah, it's me, my hand here. Hello, I'm waving my hand now. You can't see because this isn't a face cam playthrough.
Now, try to imagine. Vivid, familiar scenery. Somewhere far from the land where you rest.
Vivid, familiar scenery. Happy place, happy place. Oh wait, no, my brain's suddenly thinking about racism. Oh no!
What's going on here?
What's with all the yelling? Wait, isn't this...
What? The royal capital? How? We were in Martira just last night.
Yep, we have whisked ourselves all the way back to Racist Town, but at least Maria and Brigida are here.
Eurus? Surely you didn't drive us back here?
Are you mad? Don't you remember how many days the last trip took? You can't dash and roll pop over to the capital in a single night.
What? So this is some magic you saw in a dream?
So this teleportation, it can just whisk us all back to the royal capital in a flash. Even the gauntlet runner came along for the ride.
It certainly did. And there might be a reason for that.
Do you know something?
She was custom made for the prince. When I wasn't there in the concept phase, when they gave me an odd gadget and said, make it work, I bloody well made it work. You saw it yourself, eh, my lad? That part all bound up in its heart. Last night, we caught it glowing. Then I wake up and find a proper hullabaloo. Damnedest thing. It only started glowing when you got close, eh? Maybe you were a trigger of some kind.
Yeah, maybe I am.
I cannot say I've heard of teleportation, and yet... Surely there can be no explanation for this other than magic.
Hold on. If we're back in the capital, that means we've got bigger problems. We're due back in Martira for the bounty. If it takes us days to get back, that's all our planning ruined.
If we magicked ourselves over here, let's bally well see if we can magic ourselves back, eh?
He makes it sound so easy, but... What do you think?
'Tis no small feat we ask, I know, but might you at least try?
So, here we are back on the Gauntlet Runner, and before I do anything, just realized, are we even allowed to do... Yeah, we can still do the regular Gauntlet Runner activities while we're in this little 4 segment. Okay, no Gauntlet Shrooms that time. They're not super essential at the moment, but just important to keep in mind that that's the only place you can get them. But here, main thing to do is head back down here to... the big, glowing spark plug looking thing. Actually, the term that's used for igniter in, like, Esperanto actually mean spark plug in modern times, so I wonder if the design is intentional. Like, it's like literally sparking tool.
Where to?
So, we are now able... Well, I mean, okay, so... Also, it's Rogue nobility that have ruled here, and Sanctus beliefs are strong. Interesting. We're able to choose from a menu here, and now... Think wholesome town that we're gonna save soon that has a gold beetle waiting for us at the inn!
It reacted! The lad really is the key to triggering it!
Oh, hey! Are you sure this is safe?
All we can do is trust him.
It's Martira. They really are back.
I can't believe it. It feels just like when the king's magic caused that spectacle in the capital.
Yeah, if this thing was built for the prince, maybe it does have some kind of king's magic in it.
In my eyes, it's the other way around. It's not powerful by virtue of being connected to the king or to the lad. Maybe it's that all magic is supposed to have potential of this magnitude.
Huh.
You've all got some powers that defy understanding too, eh? Gives one the sense that those sanctists preaching about needing igniters are wrong, or lying outright.
Ah yes, a church in a fantasy setting forbidding certain types of knowledge from the public for their own good. Yes, that's pretty conventional.
I suppose when you say it like that.
Speaking of sanctism, well, not like this. A tool full of this kind of practical, unorthodox magic is against all their teachings. Why would the royals have had it?
Well, I mean, they're not going to be able to catch us if we can just teleport wherever we want.
Hold a moment. With this teleportation on our side, can we travel anywhere in the world with only a thought? If that's so, we may not even need a gauntlet runner at all.
What? You mean we could just magic snap ourselves to Brylehaven? Just like that?
Something tells me it won't be that convenient.
Go on, try it out.
Brylehaven... Go! I said go.
So we can't go somewhere we've never been before. Anywhere else you've been? How about Montario?
I think this restriction does affect a lot of Dungeons & Dragons teleport spells too.
No. Commoners don't usually visit the 3 great cities.
'Twould seem this power of travel is somewhat conditional. Best that we define its boundaries now.
So, in the end, the only places we can teleport to are the cities we've actually been to.
Well, thank you very much. Ha! Almost had me out of a job there, lad.
And that would be the greatest tragedy in the history of mankind.
Sounds like you've got to envision the destination in great detail for it to work. We'll need more than a glance out a window or a passing familiarity.
And that means you're not able to teleport to minor settlements or dungeons that you go to while on the road.
And you have to focus for it too. Seems to take you a moment, which means it won't save us in a fight.
Not as convenient as it sounds, huh?
Oh, it's very convenient, just for one very specific purpose.
How so? Now we can return to the royal capital anytime we need to restock. 'Tis useful enough as is, and the more places we travel, the more we can return to.
You're right. And now we can drop by to see Maria whenever we like. Put like that, it really is something impressive.
And that is the entire reason why this plot point exists.
Even if we've no idea where it comes from, it should certainly prove useful.
Our next foe is a bounty, and we have a lot of preparing to do. We've got 3 days to go, so don't forget.
So now we do actually get into free time at Martira. To capture Heisman, you must be well prepared. You'll grow stronger by accepting requests around town, such as the Martira Recruitment Center. Yeah, everywhere has one of these. Now that your mission has begun, your base of operations has been changed to Martira. Each new new base. Your departure is July 2nd. The Martira arc is kind of interesting. Basically, we have a few free days now, and then another forced section of plot, dungeons, and fighting. so works a little differently than the first one's more Persona 5 style structure. I did say that the game becomes less Persona 5 the further you go. Now, you can press R1 to open the world map and use that teleportation magic, and it does not pass time. Conveniently. So,
That's right.
let me just talk for a moment about this, because this is by far, in my opinion, the most contrived plot point in this entire story. It clearly only exists for the sake of convenience, because otherwise, you would need to waste multiple days of travel just to see your Grand Trad followers again. So, I get why this exists. But the fact that they had to have, suddenly you have magic teleportation magic in your gauntlet runner, and only the protagonist can make it work, it's a little bit, I don't know, again, I get why it exists. I do forgive it for existing because otherwise the social system in this game would just not work. But that is the advantage to Persona games being all set in one city. And I do love the road trip style plot of Metaphor, being able to visit multiple places, but I can see people being a little annoyed at this plot point. The good news is it's not a plot point that really affects the main story from now on. It's entirely just for the side content and the social sim. So that, of all things, being the most contrived plot point in the game, that's still really good. And I hope I don't sound too negative here, but I did want to just talk about this because I do feel like this is by far the point in the story that I think the majority of people might take issue with. Or at least, it's the one that strikes that way to me. Because, like, again, like, a teleportation fast travel system just feels very... But it's not out of the realm of fantasy, but the fact that it is facilitated by a weird igniter we know nothing about that only the protagonist can use does start to stretch things a little. Anyway, carrier pigeons. So, we need to buy this from a nearby town. And it just so happens that we're going to be making our way there quite soon anyway. Because it's actually, I believe, the same town that we need to visit for Neuros.
I'd so love your help.
So this one does have a deadline, and yes, the real reason you want to accept this is because it tells you how to get to Camero, which is where we need to go do for Neuros. As always, anything for Neuros.
Give it a shot.
Oh, and it gives you an invincible noodles too.
Whoa, that reminds me.
A village.
Yes, indeed, a village. So, yeah, the map will tell us how long it takes you to get to that destination, I believe. Although I'm not sure why it says 1 there and it says 2 there. Oh no, that's the number of quests you have. So that's the Heisme quest, and that is the pigeons, and yeah. In fact, it literally shows those arrows. That's what it means.
So?
Yeah, exactly. We want to be efficient there. But speaking of efficiency, there's something else that we can do. We can talk to this man!
Oh, my apologies. You're right there.
Fully voiced dialogue, huh? That can't mean anything.
That's a relief. Well, I'll be off now.
I know, I do that a lot. I do that. That's not suspicious at all, Laura. That doesn't mean anything. It's just a thing. It's just me. It's just the kind of person that I am.
Hey, you sure you want to let that fellow go?
Will we ever know you by a different name than Pompous Man, though? That's the real
He
question.
nicked something of yours just now when he bumped into you.
Oh no! Griez's dagger is missing.
Yeah, it's a good thing there was that and not the fantasy novel, because if it was the fantasy novel, then we wouldn't really be able to continue the plot.
Let's chase after him.
But we could not find.
I don't see him anywhere. Jeez, how'd he disappear so fast?
Yes, where could we find a clue?
Come on.
Hello there. Ah, here we go. This requires us to have a level 2 imagination, which we just so happen to get on the Gauntlet Runner. And this is why, all the way back in Grand Trad, I was saying that we needed imagination for one of my favorite, possibly, actually I think it is my favorite follower bond in the game. It's this one. So this guy right here is my other goat, alongside Neuros. And I didn't expect him to be, just like Neuros, actually.
Have you ever heard of Malvino's ring? Rumors say it's a cursed treasure that kills anyone who wears it.
But it's a follower item, which means it will get us a new friend.
I happen to know of a certain noble who wants it, and I'd love for him to owe me a favor.
So you want us to get it for you? That's more of a hassle than getting the dagger back ourselves.
Then by all means do it yourselves. Yes, these swords are terribly crafty, but it's not impossible. Probably.
The way you talk almost feels like you've been in on this from the beginning.
Good one. We just happen to be in the same boat, so why not lend each other a hand?
All in the same boat, huh?
Yeah, the same boat of having a portrait and voice acting.
Well, the choice is yours. If I recall correctly, you're a candidate in the tournament for the throne, aren't you?
I guess news travel. Well, I mean, we were announced right before a big crowd, so I suppose news would travel fast.
So you know us then?
Information is a powerful weapon, you see. Considering what I know about you, I'm offering you a good deal here. Mark my words. Once your dagger's sold off, it will be incredibly difficult to track down. But leave it to me, and I'll get it back before that. Of course, I'm no miracle worker, and the clock's ticking, so do make up your mind.
Fine. We'll hear you out. For now. The ring you mentioned, where's it located?
At a grave not too far from here. A day's trip in your runner, I'd wager.
Oh, only a day, that's fine then.
Word is there's monsters knocking about out there. Hence my request to the lad with the sword at his side. It's not all bad, though. You'll find good weapons, armor, and other golden things aplenty there.
Though those other golden things are actually hazardous to our health.
I do recall hearing something about soldiers who died in the Annex War being buried with their equipment.
That actually reminds me of what people in the comments have said is like the reason why skeletons are often wearing weapons and armor is because they're usually war dead who are buried with their equipment.
I assure you, it's well worth the trip.
We have to go through with this to get the dagger back. I'm having a hard time dealing with him, so I'll let you take over from here.
Your fairy friend doesn't seem to like me very much. What say you, though?
Hopefully I find your ring amongst the treasure.
Thank you for making such a prompt decision. Call me Cuculus. The ring should be in the abandoned tomb. I'll thank you properly when you return with it.
This one's important.
A dagger, a ring, and a rake, but it is a rank 4 quest.
I implore you.
So, we actually now have 2 different places that we can travel from Martira. Martira is the point where the game really starts to open up when it comes to your decisions. You can either stay in town and do activities, or you can venture out to other places. And as we can see, there's another rival Gauntlet Runner on the way to the abandoned tomb.
I'll be waiting.
So, what to do? Oh, right, we have to tell Gallica because she doesn't like that guy. We have options. We've got 3 days until the hunt begins. And there are quite a few things we can do. We can also talk to this seer here. Because this is the person who they mentioned their diviners are telling them when the sand flash is. They can tell the weather forecast for the next 2 days. Now, at the moment, weather doesn't actually mean much to us because our first instance of weather is going to be scripted. But we can come back here later once it becomes a little bit more thing. We can also buy, okay, yeah, let's get some more fruit cordial. But also mellow milk as a cooking ingredient. I guess we can take a few of those. This place is kind of a cow milking town, or whatever passes for cows in this world. Also, we can check the recruiter here and see what the, oh, they'll also be closed from July 2nd to July 4th. It's a little funny that they're using the names of real-world months in this world, because in Japanese, it makes more sense because the months are just first month, second month, third month, etc. So there's no connection to real historical figures in the month names. That's why it kind of bothers me when localizations do that, when they just use the English month names. I get that it kind of fits, but at the same time, you know, it's understandable why, like, reminds me of, for example, like, they say Amalthtober in Xenoblade 2, which a lot of people thought was kind of dumb, but it makes sense because you wouldn't call something... July is named after Julius Caesar. But anyway, let's look at our bounty target. So we have accepted Heismate, but we also have a new one. The Gobborn King.
Don't go get yourself killed.
Yeah. Hey.
And also, we know about the fact they really hate magic, but while we're here, we can accept this. The Imp's Den. There's a magic-wielding Gobborn. They wear black cloth. And we'll hear more from the informants. But the Imp-ending Pike will be effective against them because they're considered, I think they're demi-humans? That's interesting that, like, normally demi-human would imply, like, you know, diminutive forms of, like, regular people, but in this case, it means diminutive forms of eldritch monstrosities. Which I guess is more fitting for, fantasy creatures like goblins. Because, yes, we now have a third optional location we can travel from Martira, so we'll be pretty busy here.
Alright.
Again, we've got a lot of options. We also have this. This is the test of courage. We can get some points of courage here, but if you don't have enough courage for it, you will fail this test. Wait, did you seriously say even a protagonist wouldn't survive that drop? Did somebody just sneak a bit of a fourth wall break in there? Atlas localizers? Oh, we can also see a candidate poster. Abolish taxes, it's your money! Reclaim freedom and commerce for yourself and really feel it! Vote 1, the Shulk Party! You'll see why I say that later. So we also have a nostalgic elder who can increase our, I believe that, yeah, that's imagination. And let's move a little further into this town. I just want to give a little bit of an overview of what we can do. Because, yeah, we already have a lot of options, but we've got even more if we want to just stay in town. We have these weird cow... Hey. Apparently that's a cow. Doesn't look like one, but as we know it, but, you know, everyone in this world, I mean, they think democracy is a weird, mysterious, unorthodox form of government. So, normally you have access to an activity here where you can milk the cows, but I guess that doesn't unlock until later. But we do have some things here that are marked as shops, but they're actually just a couple of kids.
Hey, mister.
I do know there are a lot of places in the real world where they eat bugs, but here we can buy bait. It's not useful yet, but as you can tell by the hook icon, once we get access to fishing later in the game, we'll be able to use it. Though, neither of these are the best form of baits. That is the tail bait you can get by cleaning the gauntlet runner. I'll take one of these for now, but really there's not much point in getting fishing bait that is not tails.
Excuse me?
There's a stew. Rock beans and fragrant spice are things that we will need to cook. The problem is, you can't buy in bulk from these sellers. You'll have to keep talking to them repeatedly to buy more ingredients, and that can get very annoying.
Can we talk?
You will need 5 rock beans to cook everything, but you can also randomly find them in the Gauntlet Runner. And sorry, my metaphor guidebook just crashed to the ground.
Excuse me?
You also need 5 fragrant spice, but that is also something that you can get randomly from the runner. I may as well take care of the total requirements now. Hero's Fruit Seeds, they're for something that unlocks later in the game, but it's also done in the Gauntlet Runner. While we're here, we can check the rock. You can also give speeches at the podium to increase your eloquence, But there's a way to kill two birds with one stone while doing that, and I'll get into that once we're at night in Martira.
Oh. But
yeah, that's kind of always how it goes. Whenever people are dissatisfied with the current establishment, they might end up turning to someone who's not a good person, but is at least not the current establishment. Let's just say. But yeah, here I'm just cashing in on my mag from all the previous days' worth of rankings. Yeah, you'll never miss days. You'll collect every, previous day's worth at once. There is a butcher here that we can buy from, though. We can buy Beto meat and Moroconi meat. We need 4 of these to make everything, so let's get 3 of them. We've already seen the item shop, but there is a sale going on in the weapon and armor shops, so let's check them out. Slayer's Bacillard. Increases damage against demi-human type monsters. However, I want to say that's for an archetype we don't have yet. Already found one of those in the desert. We have a better fire-boosting mage staff. However, boosts ice attack strength. If only we had something that raises electric attack strength, because that's going to be really useful where we're going. Yeah, these right here are also for an archetype we don't have yet. That's for an archetype we don't have yet. But this one is interesting. Increases damage against mimic-type monsters. I wonder if we're going to be fighting those soon. Oh, okay, that is a weapon for Seeker. Increased damage against demi-human type monsters. The problem is that I have a 200 power Seeker weapon as well. And I mean, I suppose I can take that. Recluse's clothes. They're pretty solid for this point. And then, alright armor and +3 magic. Yeah, I'll take one of those. And then I'll take some Recluse's clothes as well. Just get, some more defensive things that, yeah, I prefer to have things with, special effects on them. +1 strength, +1 magic, brave guards, all stats +2. Halves damage received from an enemy ambush, but it's expensive. So that's pretty much everything there is to see in Martira. It's not a very big town, but there's still a lot to do, and there's also more to do on the outskirts of town than there is in Grand Trad. So what do we do with the rest of our day? Well, by pressing the R1 button twice to go to the world map, we can go back to the Grand Cathedral, and I think it's about time that we gave Maria a visit. Teleportation, go! Check in with Fabienne, I suppose. Yeah, we have a magic teleportation device. Don't think about it too hard. Yeah, the whole extra special thing, it does, I don't know, it does feel a little contrived, but it's fine. I'd take that over the gameplay being awkward in the fact that, you can't, see Maria or Brigitte for forever after you leave Grand Trad. So, now we have to show Maria that drawing. Oh, Maria's gonna really love that traveling magic.
We did it.
Here we go, yeah. I want to make Maria's smile requires 2 tolerance. Now, if you haven't ranked up Stroll to, I believe, 3 and Hulkenberg to 2, I'd recommend doing that now before you leave in search of highest mate. But since I took care of that earlier, I have time to spend with Maria, and Maria is a very important bond. Alright, I guess this means I have to do Maria's bond bio now. Well, I mean, her father did just die recently.
How about that?
Yeah, makes sense. Oh, yeah, of course.
Maria. You... Look.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're gonna do anyway.
You're a big help.
This does make me wish that, these rank ups were voice acted. Either of these options is fine. It's not until the fourth option that your choice actually matters.
Oi there!
Yep, here we go. Actually, yep, there's a candidate poster for us. It kind of makes sense that it'll only be plastered around the Hush Honeybee Inn, but we do have an official poster. In Esperanto, our campaign slogan roughly translates to, "We help anyone in need." The same phrase that Stroll keeps telling people.
Excuse me. Stop. Ah!
This town's attitudes even extend to its children.
That's right. What bollocks?
No.
Yeah, the top option is the one that gives the most here.
I'm sorry.
Certainly.
As much as those two options sound the same, the bottom one gives more here.
Okay. I wanted to show Papa too.
So now it's finally time to talk about one of the more useful bonds in the game. Maria, our first advocate, is an extremely useful bond. If you played Persona 5, this is kind of the equivalent of Kawakami. The only stat she requires is Tolerance. Rank 1 is automatic, rank 2 can be done after you have found the first landmark while traveling, and rank 7 requires Tolerance level 4. She unlocks the 3 tiers of the healer line. Cleric and Savior have some interesting healing skills and some high stats, but they aren't required for anybody's ultimate archetype or any archetypes besides the healer line. Maria's bond abilities are what you really want here. Increasing experience you get from battle is just all round very useful, but perhaps more important is rank 4, which makes cooking no longer use up time, getting you a huge stock of incredible healing items every time you travel in the runner, and it can even be done while the runner is parked in a town. Then at rank 7, not only do you get an even bigger experience bonus, but you'll make 2 copies of a dish when cooking. And there are some very, very broken recipes in this game, making Maria's Bond a very worthwhile use of your time.
No.
Those all give the same.
By the way.
And both of these
Maria.
also give the same.
Okay.
Oh, already getting that intense and we're only at rank 2. At night, you can still teleport around, so you're free to do a daytime activity in one city and a nighttime activity in another. We do have some things for the informant. We also have this guy right here. You need to talk to the elegant performer at least once to unlock a memorandum entry. So might as well get it over with now. That's actually kind of cool. It's not just Gallica who knows the music magic.
Pleased to hear that.
And at the moment it's only Grand Trad, and it's etched into my memory for mostly the wrong reasons, but there's still some nice things there.
Let me perform for you.
Oh, I probably cut that off too soon. But yeah, there's the memorandum entry, the musician. Performer who can create music from the name of a place leading with a person's memories. From the name spoken, the musician identifies the person's memories and feelings embedded in it, unlocks them, and magically reconstructs them as music. A skilled musician can uncover the listener's faintest emotions and evoke their deepest set memories, even for places visited long past. You'd think that'd be an excuse for a sound test, but that's actually just a regular lute song that's just inspired by the Grand Trad theme. Now, every night in Martira, always check the water jug in your room, because there might be a gold beetle. Yep, only mag that time. It's not missable, you can always come to this room. So let's see, is anybody even available today? Brigida's not able to rank up right now. So, I'm wondering just what social things we'll be able to do soon. We can check the view of Martira to increase our wisdom. Let's check royal virtues. We are still at 1 on eloquence and courage. I don't think eloquence is going to be that important for a bit, though. Or we could try the test of courage. At rank 1 courage, you have a 50% chance of succeeding, so you'll want to save and reload, but at rank 2 or above, you actually are guaranteed to succeed level 1 of this drop. So maybe it's best to wait until that, because we'll be getting courage naturally out of doing turning in bounties. We probably will reach courage 1 on our own quite soon, so yeah, I think actually I'm going to go for some... Let's go for some wisdom, I'd say, at the view of Martira. Now, you can't actually leave town in a gauntlet runner at night, only in the daytime. So if you want to take out on some traveling, you'll need to do that in the day.
Okay.
And so it's break time, getting a feel of the sights and sounds of the old castle town. Wow, both of these options.
Look at that.
And yeah, this town is full of kidnappings. And with that, yay, we get increased wisdom! Only 3 coins, but every little bit helps. So we've done quite a bit today. I think we'll make tomorrow a separate part as we... Oh, once we might be able to go and fulfill Neuros's request, and then, oh yes, I'm really looking forward to that. Yes, I really hope that they'll be able to start Neuros's bot next time. Okay, see you then.